see the title, Women's Dating Standards Have Ruined Relationships Men Have Checked Out, which points to what I've been saying over and over, and many others have been saying over and over and over, that there's, pee in the dating pool. While men aren't perfect, women aren't either. And I just want to stress that. But there are a bunch of unrealistic women, as I always talk about, that is keeping them single. I think a lot of women are contributing to their singleness because they don't really know what men want. They don't really understand men. They don't really understand relationships and how they're supposed to go, how to make them work, how, they don't understand the fact that they have a role to play when it comes to a relationship, that it's not all on the man to maintain, sustain, get the relationship and all of that alone. A relationship takes two. But for some odd reason, women have been programmed into thinking that a relationship is all about a man doing for them, and they don't have to do much to either get a man, get a relationship, and maintain one. It's all up on the man to make the woman happy in their minds, and they don't have to contribute much to the relationship whatsoever. And I'm here to say that that is absolutely why so many women who are in relationships or marriages, why they're leaving, and why a lot of these women can't get in a relationship to save their lives or a marriage, because they're thinking in that way. And I do think part of it is programming. The sisterhood, society has made all of these women delusional in what they think a relationship should look like. And on top of that, because a lot of these women have not seen successful relationships, I think that might be a part of it. Either growing up, the majority of us come from single mothers. Let's be honest. You didn't see a father in a home. You didn't see the dynamics of a husband and a wife, how they interact, how they go through things, how they recover from those things, how they continue to thrive together. A lot of us didn't grow up seeing that. So all you have is the one-sided narrative from your mother's perspective. And that's all a lot of these people are going on. And this could apply to men too, but it's the women, in my opinion, who are more, who just don't have an understanding, or they just can't grasp the idea that a relationship should between two people should be reciprocal. They don't understand that it's a give and a take. It's not that the man has to take everything that you dish out. In other words, you hear women saying, oh, he has to be able to handle me. That's the wrong idea. And I try to tell women that, no, sis, that is not going to get you a man. You got to be able to work with the man. You got to have some type of empathy, I would say, and compassion for the person that you're with, just as much as you want that man to have compassion and all of those things towards you. You want a man that's loving towards you. You want him to empathize with you in some way, because guess what? You're not perfect. And I think it hits women, especially just really women in general, honestly. A lot of women this is why the accountability factor is so hard for them to grasp, because they really believe that they do no wrong. They really believe that whatever they do, even if it is wrong, it's acceptable and a man should tolerate it. He should be able to handle them. And that's just the way it should go. And when men are saying, no, I don't want to have to handle you, you need to be able to have some control over yourself. You need to understand your behavior, when it's toxic and when it's not. You need to be able to understand what is toxic behavior and accept the fact that you display those toxic traits, and that is unacceptable for especially the type of man that you say you want. So that's not going to fly with Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray don't give a damn, right? But a man who has standards and has, looking for certain qualities in a woman, this is where it comes into play. And this is part of the reason why so many women are single and will remain single, is because they don't stack up to the standards that men are requiring, and they don't want to. They would rather be by themselves and get old and just deal with it rather than cooperate with a man. I hear women say all the time, hey, I'd rather just be by myself, because you don't want to have to go through anything. But the gag is to that, you still gonna go through some stuff, even by yourself. You're just gonna be doing it by yourself. You would rather struggle and cry and be depressed and bitter by yourself than work with a man, a decent man. We're not talking about these men who are playing around and playing games, because that seems to be what the majority of these women are attracted to. They would rather go after their type than the guy who would actually be good for them. This is why I say a lot of these women are creating their own situations. They're creating their own narrative. They are the problem with why they are single. They are programmed to think a certain way, act a certain way, and that is the reason why they're stuck where they are, complaining and confused, because they are stuck on this whole type. And I talk about it all the time. So I think a lot of women, and men too, to be fair, but I think the majority of women have this mindset and they don't know how to change it. And they're just going to keep trying to go. This is why they go after the same type of guys and getting the same outcome and complaining that all men are just trash. And that's where I say all the time, that's why I'm gonna have to tell you, no, sis, I have a whole different experience. And so just as much as they can talk about their negative experiences, then I can counter that and say, no, that's not all men, because I don't have that experience. That's my anecdotal experience, but that's my experience. So this is why I could never come on here and just bash men and just, for clout and money, because I don't have that experience. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie and make it up and to get views and women on my side. I can't do that. You know what I mean? I can't make it up. I can't do that. I got to speak from my experience and the experiences around me of people that I know who have good men, and they are good quality women. So when I see women who say all black men are trash, that's where I say, no, sis, they're not. Just the ones that you've encountered, just the ones that you are attracted to, because women, they realize this, but they just want to play dumb and act like and don't want to accept it because there's no accountability. So the type of guy that you are attracted to, it's the bad guy, this guy who's not really relationship material. You just like him because he can put it on you real good and he got that swag that you like. You really attracted to that, knowing good and well he's not the marriage-minded material type. He's not the marriage-minded type of man. That he's not going to be committed to just you. This, but that's what you're attracted to. And people cannot get past their initial attraction. And it's both women and men now, because we have men on here who say that's what they like. And that's the very thing that's going to get you into trouble, because the thing that you like it could be the very thing that's bad for you. So this is why I think personally, people got to kind of get past that type and get to know a person and find other things that you are attracted to that, with that person, and build on that. If you keep going after your type and your type keeps doing you dirty and it's not giving you what you want, then you need to change your type. You got to change your type if you want a different outcome. If you want the same outcome, keep going with your type. And this is the thing a lot of people are stuck on. Your type. But if your type is not yielding you the results you want, then it will make sense to change it, or just say you can't do it. You like what you like and you're going to just stay in that situation.